So this video is going to be on how to cleanse a space, how to cleanse a house of any residual negative energy that might be lingering around, or of ghosts, spirits, entities. This is a more concise, a shorter version of my previous video, and I'm also going to give you tools in this video on how to get rid of entities, spirits, basically how to perform a cleansing, a purification. And this is great for both beginners and more advanced healers. Now, the basic principle is that you bring a higher vibration. You bring a higher vibration into a space. You open a portal of light. And some people are naturally doing this. They are better at doing this than others because they have a natural ability to connect with the light, to connect to sources of light, and to open portals of light. These are called spirit passers. I've been told I'm one of the spirit passers. And throughout my life, I've been actually lifting spirits to the light, removing entities. Believe it or not, this is how I actually started my healing journey myself. I started my journey as a healer, actually removing implants and entities from people. And the principle is pretty much the same as with cleansing a space, cleansing a house. In the same way, you also remove entities and spirits and implants, energetic implants from people. Now, you need to connect to the source of light. How do you do that? Well, you first set the intention. And I'm going to give you a specific and quite simple way in which you can achieve this. And with practice and concentration, everyone can actually open portals of light, and they can lift spirits and entities up into the light to purify a place or to purify a person. So you're going to put your hands up, your arms up like this, because your palms, your hands are like antennas for energy, because you have chakras in your palms. So you're capturing energy when you lift your arms like this up. So right now you are opening yourself to channeling light, to channeling a higher vibration, and to opening this portal of light. So you're going to put your arms like this, and you're going to close your eyes. Try and meditate a little bit, maybe for a minute or so. Try and calm your breath, try and calm your mind. I find that music is so powerful. Music is great for not for just for you connecting only with spirits, but also for actually purifying a space. You can even use music alone to purify a space, but I'm going to get to this point a little later. So right now, how do you open a portal of light? So you're putting your arms up, closing your eyes, putting some really nice cosmic soothing music that gets you in a space where you feel connected with the universe, where you feel connected with your guides. And then you actually ask for the connection with the highest source of light there is. Basically, you are reaching out to your higher self. You are asking for the connection with the angels, the archangels. You can even ask for the connection with a specific guide, a specific angel, or a specific spirit. Either way, so if you have been working with a specific angel, with a specific spirit, then ask for the connection with that spirit. For example, ask for the connection with Archangel Michael. So you're going to keep your eyes closed, and you're going to lift your gaze with your eyes closed. Lift your gaze upwards towards your third eye. You're going to keep your gaze upwards until you perceive a source of light just above your head. And you're going to keep your focus on this source of light until it comes down, down, like over your head, over your body. And you can actually start perceiving with your eyes closed, you can start actually perceiving this source of light coming down, descending, being brighter and stronger. You can perceive all of this with your eyes closed. And what happens is that you might start to notice that as you're keeping your eyes closed and your gaze upwards towards your third eye, your eyelids are going to start flickering, might start moving really rapidly. And this is normal. This actually happens in the REM phase of your sleep. When you're sleeping deeply, this is what happens. Your eyelids start to move rapidly. you are in that brainwave phase that they call the theta brainwave. So you have different brain waves. I'm not going to really get into this right now, but just so you know, when you are meditating or when you are relaxed, your brain enters the alpha brain waves. When you go into an even deeper state of relaxation, into an even deeper state of trance, then you go into the theta brain waves. And when you are into the theta brain waves, that is actually similar to the REM phase of sleep. So that's why your eyelids start to flicker as you are into that brainwave, into the theta brainwaves. You're in a deep state of trance. And when you are in that deep state of trance, not only that your unconscious is open, but you are open to universal energies that you choose to connect with. So for example, you are channeling that source of light, and as that source of light descends, you're going to probably notice or feel that your eyelids are moving rapidly, but you don't need to focus on that. You just need to focus, like, to keep your gaze upwards as you are connecting with that source of light. Now, once you have establish this connection, and you will feel it if you have established the connection, because you literally see that light, your palms are going to tingle. Remember, you're keeping them like this all throughout the session. Your palms will tingle with energy. You will feel vibration in your palms and around your hands. And also, you can ask that source of light or the specific angel or Archangel Michael or whatever entity or spirit you have connected with that is of the light. You can ask that being or that source of light generally to remove any dark negative energy, any entity, any lingering ghost or spirit from a space, from a house, from a room, or from a person. And while I was doing this type of healings, when I was doing these healings, that's how I started my journey as a healer, as I said, I was actually noticing shadows flickering in front of my eyes. As I had my eyelids closed, I could see those shadows like moving, or I could just sense like one big shadow, for example, and that was an entity, let's say. And then as I was keeping my gaze upwards towards the source of light, I could actually see with my eyelids, everything happens with your eyelids closed, okay? So I could actually sense and see with my eyelids closed how that shadow was being lifted and absorbed and literally sucked into the light. So you're going to notice how these shadows, these energies, are being sucked into the light until they completely disappear, okay? So this is the basic process. This is the main process. So when you are noticing, when you are feeling, when you're seeing that shadow is no longer flickering, that there's no longer shadows, and only the source of light remains, then the purification is successful. And you can thank the light, okay? So you can just thank the light within yourself, and thank that source of light, thank the archangels, the angels, or whatever spirit or being you have connected with that is of the light, whatever guide. You can even thank your higher self, and then you just come back to normal. Okay, you open your eyes, you take a deep breath in, you ground yourself. So this is the basic principle. I understand, well, it's not so basic, it's actually a little bit more advanced, but I believe every person can achieve this. Every person can do this, no matter if they have done this before or not, if you are a natural spirit passer or not, if you're naturally able to open portals. Some people do this naturally. They don't even need to do this process, or they just, like, in a few moments, in a minute or so, they're able to open these portals, or even spontaneously to open these portals. But this process, this is available for everyone, and everyone can open portals of light to help spirits pass through the light, to get rid of negative entities, of dark beings, and of negative energies from a house, from a room, from a space. So, apart from this process, which is central, there are a lot of rituals and techniques that are part of the purification of a space, of a house, of a room. And the most basic thing, the most basic technique is smudging. You always want to start with smudging a place. And even before you do this technique that I just described, you're going to smudge yourself, you're going to smudge the room and the place that you're in. Smudging literally means that you burn white sage or you burn a stick of Palo Santo. And you burn it across the room. You go with it in the four corners of the room. Then you go in the center of the room. And the way that the stick burns is very important because it's going to tell you a lot about the energy in the place and how your purification is going. So for example, if the smoke rises all the way up to the ceiling, it means that the clearing is doing well, that the energy in the room is being cleared. But if the smoke stays somewhere in the middle of the room, if it lingers, if it's heavy in the room and doesn't go all the way up to the ceiling, it means there are still negative energies or there's a high amount of negative energy in that space. So you should notice how the smoke rises, or how the smoke looks like, because if the smoke is stuck lingering in one place, it's like heavy, then there's negative energy, a lot of negative energy. Like I said, coming back to music, sound is also really important for purification. If there is a house or a room or a space where you feel there's any negative entity, like any negative energy or vibration, if you play for a few hours or half a day or just an hour or two every day, if you play spiritual high vibrational music, for example, Kundalini mantras, they're absolutely beautiful. Kundalini mantras, New Age cosmic music, any kind of spiritual music. I bet you that energy is not going to stay there because it's not going to like it. Of course, every case is different, and there are more complex and complicated cases than others, but in most cases and for most people, this is enough to get rid of a negative energy. Sound is important, vibration is important, and sound creates frequency, creates vibration. I love to listen, for example, to cosmic music. That connects me to the stars. That connects me to the starseed ancestry, because I'm a starseed myself, connects me to the cosmos, to the energies of the universe, of my higher self. Also, if you don't like to listen to a specific type of music, even if it is a mantra, even if it is spiritual, it's not going to work, because if you yourself are not enjoying that particular frequency, if you're not enjoying that music, you're the catalyst, it passes through you. You are the mediator in all of this. So if it's not going to change your emotions and your energy, then that music is not working for you, and you need to find something else that makes you connect with your higher self, that makes you connect with universal spiritual forces. So find the right type of music, cosmic music, New Age music, Kundalini mantras, any kind of mantras, any kind of spiritual music, and play it. Play it daily, play it a lot in that space that you want to purify, and play it while you are actually performing the smudging and a purification. While you're performing the smudging, you can even take some bells, those feng shui bells that people usually put at the entrance of their houses. You can even take those and go around the room, go around the space, and just those crystalline sounds of the bells. This is also very powerful because spirits, like negative spirits, don't like these sounds. They don't like the sounds of bells, of Tibetan bowls. They don't like the sounds of mantras, of anything that is connecting someone to universal forces, to good forces especially. So to cosmic forces, to, your higher self, they don't like this kind of frequency. So sound, music, smudging, and opening a portal of light. Your intention is also very, very powerful. Do not forget that. While you are performing a purification, you need to have the intention in mind very clearly that you want to get rid of this energy, and know that you have the power to get rid of this energy, because you do. If you have the right intention, in most cases, like I said, not all cases, in some cases, you need a bunch of people to do this, to be able to get rid of something. And in those cases, not even a bunch of people doing these rituals might not be enough. But in many, many cases, like I said, you are enough, you have the power, and through these tools, you can purify a space or an entity. And anyway, it's worth trying. So, like I said, depends on the entity, but in any case, it's worth you trying to get rid of it. So your intention, like I was saying, is powerful. So put the intention that you want to get rid of this. You can even go into a place or a room and actually say and affirm to that spirit, I want you out of here. Get out of here, leave this place and never come back. In many, many cases, this works and is very, very powerful because you own the space. You claim the space for yourself. And that spirit, that negative dark entity has, is not allowed to be in your space. So you're gonna say, get out of here, leave this place, never come back. And say it again and again and again. You can even use psalms. The psalms in the Bible are very, very powerful for casting away evil. So while you are smudging a place, you can actually also read or recite certain psalms from the Bible. This is also very powerful. So say those psalms or say any prayer that you connect with, perhaps you have used before. And that is also powerful for you, like opening this portal of light that I was talking about and connecting with a higher source, with a higher vibration, with a source of light. So use prayers and use the psalms. Also use your intention. You can, like I said, you can even talk directly to the spirit. And as you are commanding the spirit to leave the place, you can actually also use divine names. So for example, names from the Kabbalah, like in the names of El, Elohim, Adonai, and so on. So you can use names from the Kabbalah, you can use the name of God, you can say, in the name of God, in the name of Archangel Michael, I command you to leave this place. I command you to go back from where you came from, so on and so forth. So it really depends what works best for you. So you have an arsenal of different tools, but I would suggest to people to combine the different tools, to combine them, because that's when it is most powerful. Of course, like I said, every case is different and it really depends on what entity you're being confronted with, if it is a space, if it is a house, or if it is an actual person that is being attacked by these beings or these negative energies. So I hope this video was useful for you. So just like I said, combine these tools. These are very, very powerful methods to get rid of dark energies, of entities, of ghosts, and to purify any space.